Runk.
I will be in Toronto soon. I will be in Sioux Falls and Sudbury, I think. Yeah, and North Bay. Those are all in Canada, I guess. But go to crystalia.com to get them tickets. Thanks. Now, it's episode 410 of Congratulations. Put on this shirt today. This is a brand I like called Satire. Okay, I like the brand. They think they sent me this one. Put on the shirt today and didn't. Sometimes I put on a shirt and I go and I'm just like, oh, I'm just putting this on for now. I'm not going to rock it all day, right? Do you guys do that? And then sometimes you put on your shirt, you go, I hope this lasts me well into the night. Today, this was just me putting on this shirt going, hey, who knows what I'll be wearing today? I'll be damned, baby. It's 2 p.m. and I'm still wearing it, even for the podcast. So there you go. So I'm wearing it, and I'll be wearing it. I'm gonna wear it. I have a dinner tonight. I'll probably change before that, but that doesn't matter, and you shouldn't care. But I do have a dinner. So look at me just doing stuff. I thought about actually. Calvin asked me the other day. Saturday. He was like, "What are we doing tomorrow?" And I said, "Well, we're going to go to the pumpkin patch, and then we'll probably go to Gimme and Pop-Ups." And he said, "What? We're going to Gimme and Pop-Ups the next day?" And I said, "Nah, we're going to do it in the same day as the pumpkin patch." And he said, "We're going to do 2 whole things in one day?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Whoa." And I said, "Sometimes people do all sorts of numbers of things in one day. Sometimes Daddy does, you know what? Sometimes Daddy does 6 things in one day." And he goes like this, "What?" And I said, "Yup." And then he made me list them, and I can only get to 3. So anyway, I have a boring life. So but no, I love my kids and I love my family, and that's great, and it's really fun to be with. And you know, I just like whatever. I talk about my kids sometimes too much on this podcast, but that's me, and that's how I do it. So and also like I would get into the election and everything, and I probably will later on. But it's just like, you know, enough's enough. Dude, I can't wait until the election is over. So I don't have to, I guess there's going to be that like post-election talk, wrap-up stuff where, you know, the guy that is going to be on CNN, the guy always talking about the electoral colleges, that guy is going to be on for a lot. You know, he's always on during the election. The guy who looks like, he's got that silver hair. What's his name again? With the guy who's like, and then we zoom in, and then we zoom in, and then we keep zooming in, and we zoom in. Was John King? Yeah, John King is what I call him. I call him John King. But yeah, the guy who's just zooming in so far that you could zoom into every voter's pee hole. Anyway, and we zoom in. There's the urethra, and you zoom in. Now you could tell he's Republican. Because he squirts on his side. So, anyway.
Well, that's creepy. Tell me more about that.
So, it is election time. Maybe I'll get into it later, but, you know, it is what it is. Dude, I'll tell you what, man. Our house is under construction, and it's just always, there's dust everywhere, and just Billy's rolling around in it, and I'm like, is he going to get cancer? And Kristen's like, no, not nowadays. It's not like that anymore. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll take your word for it, even though you definitely don't know, because you're not A, a doctor, or B, a contractor. Is there, I don't know, words that I don't really know what they mean, like formaldehyde? Is that in it? What is that? I don't know. I know it's not good. Asbestos, what's that? Is that in it? It was in the 80s, right? Anyway, so we've had this, that's what we've had this setup where it's just one room. We have one of those, you know, it's like a big it's not an iPad, but it's like this big. It's like a TV screen, and that you bring around with you, and it's like on a pole. It's so heavy, and It's portable, but like if you ever have to bring it upstairs, forget it. You might as well just have to call. You have to call fucking movers. But so we brought it into the playroom, and we just post up and we watch it on that, and then while the kids play, we just sit and we watch murder documentaries. Hoping the kids are either not listening or not old enough to, even if they are listening, to have it affect their future. And so one morning we woke up and Kristen just puts on this thing on Netflix, Boston Comeback. The thing that they have out there on Netflix. You know about this? Have you seen it yet? Boston Comeback. I don't know what it's called, but it's about the Boston Red Sox comeback in 2004. How they hadn't won in like 100 years or whatever, and then they were trying to break the curse of the Bambino, which is nothing because there's no such thing. But mentally they got in their heads. The Yankees got in their head. It's crazy how Boston was a rival. Boston and Yankees have been rivals forever, and until 2004, Boston just didn't ever beat them, though. You can't have a rival that you never win. Hey, my fucking rival is Conor McGregor in the octagon. No, right? Now, he's never beat me, but we know he would. Okay? It's just not, you can't just create a rival. Why? Because Bambino, because Babe Ruth got traded. I get it, but it's, By the way, Antipodes water, third episode deep, still on the same water. Okay, it's too big. Anyway, so I watched that and I'm like, I don't want to watch this. And it was like 10 in the morning. Like, who watches a fucking sports documentary at 10 in the morning? You're a crazy person. And she just put it on. And she put on, you know what she put it on when she said? She put it on and she goes and she says, I just love sports. And I'm like, dude, what are you trying to fucking do right now? I woke up, I took a magic mind. So, okay, yeah, calm. I'm trying to be calm but alert. So, because magic mind is great for that. And I took the magic mind, and then she just throws on something with fucking Big Papi. And I'm like, I don't want to watch this. And she says, oh, come on, it's so great. Why not? And I'm like, yeah, leave it on. It fucking stayed on the whole time. The whole day. It stayed on the whole day. I watched all 3 parts, and I'll be damned if I'm not a little bit more of a Boston fan now, and I don't even care about baseball. But after that, I watched the Dodgers games. So now I might be a full-blown sports addict. But it is really interesting what, sometimes I think about like the sports that they created, and they just created them because they happened to create them. Did you ever think about that? Like, sports just were created because they happened to be created. It's not like people were like sitting down like, let's create a sport. What do we do here? It just happened. It just so happened that somebody started hitting a ball with a bat. And then they're like, well, make the ball smaller, make the bat this wood. And then you do that. And then, you know what? We'll run over there. We'll run all the way over to there. And then they run all the way over there. And they're like, where do you run next? And you're like, oh, there. Where's that? That's the second place. So that'll be the second base there. And then they create rules. And then it happens. And it's like, what if you hit the ball too far? That's not fair. Oh, we'll just count it as a run. It's a home run. If anyone is on base, then they score. Right? And so they just happened to create a game that just kind of happened. And now it's in America, and it's got its roots in America. Some of these sports that just happen to be creative, like soccer, just happen to be created, or football, whatever you want to call it. If you call it football, right? If you're a European, and then it's like, soccer's kind of like a basic ass sport. Like, you're just kind of kicking the ball around, hoping you score, right? Like, baseball is totally different. Offense is totally different from defense. Offense is I have a bat. Defense is I don't have a bat. And that ball you hit, one of us is going to catch it. Right now it's 1 versus 9. We got 9 dickheads in this field right now. Well, one of us will get it. And one guy with a fucking weapon, So soccer, I get. Soccer totally just happened. Soccer just totally happened to be created. You got to set up goals after you start kicking something for too long, right? So it became huge. But then I start thinking about like alternate universes, and I don't really know if I believe in them or whatever. I mean, I'm not saying I don't. I'm not saying I do. Maybe they're here. Maybe they're not. But like, what other sports would there be if somebody just changed their mind a little bit one day after eating a fucking sandwich? You know, it wasn't sandwiches because it was so long ago. I don't know if they had sandwiches yet when they created these sports. But like, what if one day they were like, what if some guy just convinced people? Like, a guy like me could really convince people. Like, there are people who convince people things. That's something I'm good at. If I was there when they were creating baseball, I could totally have convinced 9 people to be like, no, use a head of lettuce. It'll be cool. And then, it breaks apart. And then when the layers come off, then it's like that counts as a, and they'd be like, oh, that's all right. We'll try it with the head of lettuce. Dude, it could just be fucking lettuce ball up until now. And I'm not saying that that's better. It's not. Obviously, weak example, but you know what I'm saying. A bunch of rubber bands over and over and over again. That's the ball. I don't know. That's kind of what a baseball is, honestly. But so it's crazy, dude, that these sports have become so important in America, baseball in America. And I go back and forth with baseball. I'm like, dude, because the Dodgers right now are playing the Yankees and they're up 2 games and shit. And I'm like, baseball is arguably like of the top sports. And I'm leaving golf out, right? Like I'm talking about baseball, football, basketball, soccer, hockey, I guess I'd say. Those are the 5 ones that I think of when I think of sports. Actual, like I know tennis is a sport, but I'm talking about like, I don't know. Those are the sports I think of, okay? When I think of sports. And so, not going to explain it, okay? So, but baseball is, people will say like, I don't like it because it's boring. Like that's the most boring sport. And I understand. Of the top 5 that I said, that's the most boring sport. And I get it. And that's why I like it. Yes, because you can just chill during some of the baseball. You can't. In basketball, it sucks, dude. You're exhausted the whole time watching. Football, it's too much, man. It's too much brute force. Hockey, fighting is allowed? What? I mean, fine. I'm not saying don't allow it, but like the whole time, if I'm a hockey player, I'm thinking, who am I fighting? So that's more exciting than hockey, right? So like baseball, you get to chill a whole inning. That's awesome. Somebody's up, they hit a ball. Oh. Next guy gets up, walks up, right? It's just awesome, dude. I love it. I love baseball, dude. Now I love baseball. So I don't know, dude. It's just like, gotta watch that Boston one. It was pretty good. It was pretty damn good. But they can really make the fuck out of sports documentaries, though, right? Like when you put all of the good parts in something and then show it, you get a false view of how it really is. Because then I watched the whole Dodger game afterwards, and I was just like, man. Kristen is studying to be a therapist, which is just absolutely great for me. It's just really great. And, because I get to learn about what I'm doing. And the best part is I can't argue with it because it's my subconscious. So it's great, right? Well, what you don't realize you're doing is, oh, that's great. Well, because because you heard somebody say it in Pepperdine. Well, fantastic. So, she had to watch. She does a lot of it online. It's all online, and she listens to this woman just talking at her, and I'm familiar with the lady now because I just see YouTube videos of this lady just like, and that's what will suppress the memory. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, you know? I'm just trying to like, dude, I'm just trying to fucking play Royal Match on my phone. And I have to hear this fucking woman in a red blazer with the horn rim glasses just. And so the process, what you do is if they came in and they had a problem with, and I'm just, oh my, and she's just sitting there watching it like this, learning, you know? And I'm like, oh, that's great that she's learning, but I'm fucked later, right? Because she's just going to be like, this is what you're doing actually with your subconscious, and then I just got to eat that shit. Okay. I guess I can't argue with that. And so you're the therapist in training. So then, now I'm, Kristen goes like this. Oh man, I got to watch this documentary for school. And I'm not looking forward to it. And I said, oh yeah. She said, yeah. It's called How to Die in Portland. And I go, already at the title? Dude, I need to land safely from here because I'm not watching it with you, right? I mean, dude, the title "How to Die in Portland" first of all sounds like it could be one of two things, right? The worst movie ever made in 1994 with the soundtrack, like with the Cranberries as a soundtrack, or a documentary that is very sad. And it turns out it's a documentary that's very sad, okay? Even worse, it has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, which means it's even worse. Do you know what I'm saying? If I were to watch a documentary on something, I want it to be at 50% at Rotten Tomatoes. I don't need it firing on all cylinders. If it's a documentary, then it's real enough. Make it 50. Make it 50%, dude. You know? I want to bop in and out of it and listen to it kind of and be like, oh, okay, is this true? Is that true? Oh, I don't like the way they dealt with that part. I don't want it to be, you know? I want it to be a little bit filled with horse shit. Real life is real life. Like, I got a pain in my stomach. It sucks. I don't want to watch a documentary about a pain in my stomach for an hour and a half. 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. In Sunday. Fuck it. In Slam Dance, dude. And so then I look on the thing, and it's got 100% of Rotten Tomatoes, and I read the description, and it says, took Sundance by storm, and I go, oh, dude. Dude, I'm sorry, I have to land safely from here, sweetie. You're going to have to watch it yourself. Birds flying by. In through the trees, but I'm safe. So let's look at the actual description. Look, the one thing I will say about this title is you know what you're going to get. Okay? Even I type in the title and it shows me the Suicide Crisis Lifeline 988 Lifeline. Huh, interesting. And they say it has languages in English and Spanish. So if you speak anything else, you're fucked. If you're Japanese, that's why a lot of Japanese people commit suicide. So anyway, let's get to, here we go. How to Die in Oregon, it's called. Whoops, I said Portland. Whoops. Okay, so that's what it's called. How to Die in Oregon. So that's why. I was mixing it up with Portlandia. And so, it's called How to Die in Oregon. All right, let's look at the description of this. Here we go. And just this is what it says, right? So, in 1994, Oregon became the first state to legalize a terminally ill person's request to end his or her life with medication. So right there, you got to sit down. If you're if you were standing up and this, I am talking to you, but I'm not in a room with you. If I said this to you in a room, just me and you, we'd both have to. I'd sit down before I said it. I'd say it, and then you'd have to sit down because that's just too much. That's too much to hear when you're standing up. And I wouldn't say this beforehand. Are you sitting down? Because that's so fucking annoying when people do that, because then your anxiety spikes through the roof. Just say it, dude. If I fall down, I fall. Are you sitting down? Yeah. They're out of the Baconator. Dude, just fucking... Oh, it wasn't worth it. I don't care. I don't like Carl's Jr. So there's the sentence, the first one. In 1999, this is not even the official one. This is the by Anonymous. Okay, so this is the synopsis here. Probing. First of all, let me tell you something about a documentary. If it's not probing, it ain't a documentary. So you don't have to put that. You need to probe the shit out of that to put it on camera. If it's real life, you don't need to probe it if it's a movie. If it's a movie, you could just be a little slice of life. You could show a nice fun time. You could be the Lego movie. That's not probing shit. If you're a documentary, you better be probing. You better sincerely take that phallic, whatever you want to call it, and just probe on inside of reality and what's going on. Because if you don't, it's not going to get 100%. If you don't, it's not going to be considered for slam dance, okay? TIFF. Probing documentary into the human right, quote unquote, to ending one's life legally and with dignity, dude. And now, okay, so let's just keep going there. I could say stuff, but I'll keep doing the synopsis. A charged, okay, if a documentary is probing, it is charged, okay? It's like that whole thing, a square is a rectangle, probing is charged. A square is a rectangle is a square, whatever. One of them is a square. One of them is a square is a rectangle, or a rectangle is a square, and then a rectangle is not a square, and a square is not a rectangle. It's one of them, whatever it is. I don't know. But anyway, a charged and emotional first-person journey. First person, so you know it's harrowing. Through the myriad of issues, right? Which is not like 3 or 4 issues. It's more than that. And emotions surrounding terminal illness and right to die. So Kristen is like, gotta watch this documentary. And I say, fuck. That's hard that you gotta watch that. You're in school to be a therapist. So sorry you gotta watch that. Letting you know, without a doubt, I'm going to live my whole life without seeing that. So don't, as your husband, try to wrangle me in, or even like watch it in the other room while I'm in the other room. Because I might walk in and then you might be like, this part is interesting because, and then you're trying to hook me in? Watch it when I'm doing Congratulations. Watch it when I'm doing Lifeline. Watch it when I'm doing Golden Hour. Watch it when I'm on stage in Toronto, November 9th, chrisleah.com. Do not watch it when I'm in the other room. Let's take a break. Kalshi is the first legal place where you can bet on the election in the U.S. It's crazy, actually, and it's awesome. They have markets on who will win the presidential election, who will control the House and the Senate, who will win swing states, and more than that. I went on the app the other day. I signed up for it, and it is cool and bonkers that you could do this. The odds currently have Trump favored 63% that he'll win, and 37% for Kamala. And you got to check the day of to make sure the number is accurate because it changes as it goes. It's cool. It's got like a timeline of you could see how it's changing. Anyway, it's very cool. It's close, but you will honestly roughly double your money if you're right, no matter who you bet on. So go to kalshi.com and here, I'll see what the odds are right now. Let me go to the app. I have the app right here. Kalshi. Let me go on there right now. Who will win the presidential election? Right now it's at 62% Donald Trump and 38% Kamala Harris. I always do that. which party will win in the Senate. Republicans, 85%. This is what's that. You can go in, you can bet. If you bet $100, here's the deal. Kalshi is already being used by hundreds of thousands of people, including me, and has facilitated over $1 billion worth of trades. So put your money where your mouth is and sign up using my link, kalshi.com/congrats. And the first 500 traders who deposit $100 will get a free $20 credit. You get that? You deposit $100, you get $20 credit. I got it. Yes, dude. Kalshi.com/congrats. Thanks. Crazy. Sunday night. Kristen's photoshopping. And you know what? You know what she's photoshopping? Hey, I don't know. Okay? I don't know. You know why I don't know? Didn't ask. You know why I didn't ask? Because she said, I've just been photoshopping. And I go like this. Oh, hey, done. Next convo. Yes, dude. That was the Photoshop combo. That was the whole Photoshop combo. What you been doing? Photoshopping? Ah, cool. Dunzo! Next one. On to the next, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. So she's sitting there shopping, and I'm playing with the kids. 2 of them. I got 2. One's 1, one's 4. And man, remember that song? Take money, money, go shopping. Make money, money, go shopping. No matter what the weather, winter, spring, or fall, we'll be doing it at the mall. Shout out to DJ Premier and Guru. And so now I'm playing with the kids. And dude, it's fun. It's fun, dude. I've been with the kids all day, dude. And I'm loving it. Time to get Billy ready to go to bed. Which, it's hard to get a 1-year-old to go to bed, you know? It's not hard to get him to go to bed. It's hard to get him ready for bed because you got to do all this shit. You know? Like, come on. Put your socks on. I got to do everything? I got to brush your teeth. I'm skipping that one. You're young. Those teeth aren't going to even be there for too long. Have rotten teeth. Who cares, right? So it's like, I've been with the kids all day. I'm like, this is going to be great. Chris is going to get them ready for bed. I'm going to just be fucking chilling. She goes like this. In the middle of her pee shopping. and I what? She says, oh my God, I have something due tomorrow. And I go, what an interesting thing to say. This could go horrible for me. You know? What an interesting thing to hear. Knowing that I had all these plans in my head to chill though. Right? I thought because I had the kids all day that I had a license to chill. Okay? And then, while she's photoshopping, I have something due tomorrow. By when? 9 a.m. Ah, fuck. So she says, I got to get to work. I said, cool. Can you just put Billy down? Hell yeah, jumped on it, dude. Saw it coming. I said, oh, cool. Could you put Billy to bed and then do whatever you got to do? I'll put Calvin to bed later. Fuck yeah, dude. Cutting his losses. Knew I couldn't have knew I had to put Calvin to bed because she would be well into her work, okay? But the Billy one, just put the Billy down, and then you get to just go. She says, I was just gonna ask you to do that because I gotta go do it right now. And I go, oh, I don't have a license to chill. I thought I had a license to chill, and I don't have a license to chill. Okay, it's all good. Let's not get worked up. So I go, yeah, I'll put him to bed. She leaves. She goes upstairs. I get a text. You. As I'm changing Billy's diaper. You know what? Let me read it. I'll just read it. Get your blood boiling a little bit. Let me just read it for you. I have to watch How to Die in Oregon for the assignment. Okay. That's sent at 8:32 p.m. Then at 8:32 p.m. still, she writes again after that. You can't watch it with me? Hey, do you remember? Now, hold on a second. I told you I was going to live my whole life without watching that. What? What? Hey. That's not fair. So I go like this. I look at the phone, and then I put it down. Okay? I put it down because I think, can't respond to that. You know why? I fucking already did. Yes. What the fuck? You already have the... You already have the answer. Wait. So I say nothing. Change his diaper. Keep putting on socks and pants. Then at 8:36, 4 minutes go by. She texts, "Will you?" Exclamation point. Like I wrote back before that. Yeah. Okay. There have been no texts. She says, I have to watch How to Die in Oregon for the assignment. You can't watch it with me? 4 minutes later, will you? Then, still at 8:36, she writes, well, only if you want. Then, at 8:37, she writes, it's so overwhelming already. Then I write, at 3:38, even though I know, I write, what is it about? Okay? Then she writes, 8:39, a minute later, physician-assisted suicide. I just watched a guy drink the stuff with his family around, and he was happy and laid down and died. My heart is racing. I don't even want to read that. Don't stick me in the trees. I was supposed to land safely. I have a twig up my ass. Okay? So I write to her 2 minutes later, Jesus Christ, fuck that. We're in the same house, dude. Putting Billy to bed, right? Wiping his ass. She says, then the same minute, ugh, I want support though. There's 6 pillows on the bed. So I write, I'm with Calvin, babe, LOL. Come on, Cal. Look, do you know what assisted suicide is? Do you even know what suicide? All right, we actually have to go back to the beginning. So life. So she says, I know, but he's going to bed soon. Oh, dude, were you going to pause it for me? So then I write, all right, I'm going to say something so clearly, and I hope that it gets through, but I don't think it will. You know why? Men and women, huh? Right? It's so diff. So I write to her, I deeply don't want to subject myself to that movie. Okay? That is the most hardcore text I've ever sent anyone, except for one time I texted a porn star, my dick is a rocket ship. Okay? And then her boyfriend texted me back. And that was crazy. It's like 15 years ago. So she writes back that minute, No, I get it. Okay, babe. And I go, oh shit, Weebay meme. Did it really work? I don't have to watch this fucking thing? Dude. 5 minutes later, I'm playing with Calvin still, right? Just having a fucking great time. I look up. Kristen is in a fucking t-shirt and jammy pants with her fucking flip-flops, you know, her like house shoes. I mean, her face is so red and bawling, and I look up, and Calvin's with me, and I go, "Oh, for fuck's sake, dude, she needs this is fucking dude." And so now I'm crying. Of course she is. It's got 100% Rotten Tomatoes. It's a TIFF. And so she hugs me and just breaks down about, you know, I mean, people just watching the documentary die so far 9 times, you know, 9. So I'm sitting there, I'm trying to make sure Calvin doesn't see her crying, and she's like, "I'm sorry, oh God, I can't believe it. So we're so lucky, we're so fortunate, and so much pain in the world." And I'm just like, yeah, ha, ha, yeah, no, I know. And there's some fucking guy on YouTube Kids right now with like a blue wig, just going like, "I'll get you out of that mustard jar. Help me. And I'm just like, okay, oh, it's okay. And then she wipes her tears, and then she goes back. Then I put Calvin to bed, and I walk into our room. Let's call it her room right now, because all the shit that's happening in there at this point, that's for her. So I walk into her room, and that used to be ours, and she's crying because she's watching the show, and she looks at me like, "Oh, did you come to?" And I go, "Oh, okay, I'll sit down." I sat down. I watched a minute of it, and there was a guy that's like, "Can't afford. My insurance company's not gonna pay for my surgery, so they'll pay for my pills to kill me." And I'm just like, "Oh, baby, I gotta go downstairs. Where this is not happening." She's like, she was like, "Really?" I was like, "Baby, this is horrific. I'm not watching this." So I go downstairs, and and now I'm just like alone downstairs. The house is under construction. I'm just like, this is me. Fuck. Watching the little mini TV. There's still that dude in the blue hair trying to get that girl out of the hourglass. That's what it was. He was trying to get the girl out of this hourglass. And I'm like, oh, I'm just going to go upstairs. I catch the end of the movie. Hey, guys. I saw the end of How to Die in Oregon. Hey, guys. If you're going to watch that movie, don't watch the end. If you're going to not watch a part, guys, it's the end that you shouldn't be watching. Dude, the woman, yo. I don't even, it's not funny. It's how do you, dude, it's probably the last 15 minutes of the movie, and the woman is just like in bed teaching her son, who's like 20 something, how to make her, dude, how am I even, life really isn't fair. How to make her Christmas cupcakes or whatever, treats, her dessert that she always makes, that she's not going to be able to make next year, obviously. She's teaching him how to do it from her bed. He keeps coming in with the pan, and he's like, "How do I do it? Does this look good for the thing?" She's like, "Yeah, you just got to get the ridges." And, "Oh boy, I'll come in a little bit. I'm tired." She comes in. She's breathing heavily. She's like, "Dad, you're doing a good job." Goes back, and she's just like, "Oh man, this is tough. I can't wait to do this really because, oh my God, because it's just I feel okay. Like, you know, I have terminal cancer, and I don't want to spend the last days of my life shitting myself and like, you know, in so much pain. I'm in so much pain now, so." Okay. Kristen's crying, and I'm just like next to her in the bed. I'm like, I guess I can't leave now. And then it shows her having to drink the liquid, and it shows the outside of the house, and you just hear audio. And she's just like, "Thanks everyone for being here. my doctor's here, and the doctor gives her the thing, and she's like, it tastes really bad, so it's best if you just down it quickly. You're going to get really sleepy, and then and I'm just like, hit me in the bed just like this, holding Kristen's hand like this. And she's just, because she'd been watching it since the fucking opening titles, and I'm just like, it's showing the house and just audio, which made it like so eerie. Okay, I love you, Mom. I love you, Dad. She's 54 years old. She's got her parents there, her sons, and I'm just like, okay, now drink it. And then you hear the doctor, and she's like, there, that's great. That's great. There, you did it perfect. All right, so you're going to get really sleepy. Oh, God. And then the doctor leaves. She's like, I'm going to give you this time for your family. And then she's like, you hear her crying. And then she's like, I wish people knew about this more. Like, it's so easy. I'm getting so tired, and like, the room is starting to spin, and like, I feel fine. And then it's like, and then the movie ends, and I'm just like, it just stops, and the movie ends, and I'm just like, that's the end of the movie. It just stops when she dies, and then I'm just like, that's just like death. It just stops. There's no ending. You just stop, right? It's not like there's some fucking huge crescendo and denouement. You just stop. You stop living. You don't even die. You just stop living, right? We have this thing where it's like death is this grand thing that happens. It's kind of, you just stop living. It's shit. It would be death if you bust a nut and go out. But you don't even get to do that. I don't think. I mean, no one's lived to tell. But like, if you got to bust a nut and die, then okay, call it death. Oh, fuck. Ah. You know, but you don't. You're just like walking around and you go, oh, fuck, I got to sit down. And then you're done. You just stop living. Come on, God. Let us bust a nut in the 11th hour. Let us bust in the 11th hour. Oh man. Even if you die in your sleep, dude, wake me up to bust, dude. Hey God, wake me up to bust. I don't want to die in my sleep without wake me up. Oh, what's going on? Hey, wait a second. Oh, was that a wet dream? Nope. Death. Oh. That's awesome. That's where that song, wake me up before you go. That's what it's about, dude. Busting and dying. Even if you get even if you're driving along and a semi gets knocked over and releases its wood planks and they impale you through the driver's seat, you still get the bus, dude. Then it's death. Oh God. Oh, it feels so good. Oh. Wake me up. And so then but it's not that. Your life stops. They shouldn't call it dying. They should call it stopping. All right. So the movie stops, and I'm like, that's kind of bullshit that the movie just, and then I go, oh, like the Weebay meme. They meant to do it because that's just what life is like when it stops. And I'm like, well, fuck, dude. I'm fucked for the night, okay? Because whether or not I'm fucked for the night, whether or not I processed it, whether or not I let it pierce through my exterior and get into my dark heart, whether or not I let it do that, I still got to deal with, oh, Kristen's sad. So no matter what, I'm fucked, dude. So we just sit. You ever watch a movie with someone and then afterwards you just sit? That's how much it affects you. You just sit. You go. Sometimes you're in the theater. You don't even leave. You watch a whole nother movie. You sit there. You watch it again. Like you're just too stunned to even move. That's how it was after fucking How to Die in Oregon, and when I was in the theater and I watched Moulin Rouge. Those two movies. I watched Moulin Rouge, that fucking shit ended, and I just started crying. I just sat in the theater until the guy came with the tray that was like, can I clean in the aisle? And so I'm like, oh, God damn, this is really fuck. I didn't want to watch this. And now I'm different, right? Sometimes I get worried that if I see something too much, I'm going to be different now, which I guess I think is a bad thing, but it's probably not a bad thing. It's good to grow. And I go, oh, that was really heavy, huh? And she was like, it's so unfair. Life is so unfair. And it is unfair. It sucks. And the woman who was taking the potion to die, she was like so upbeat and so positive and, and so inspiring and a hero in a lot of ways. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I'm like, fuck, she was 54. I'm 44. That fucking sucks. I knew a guy last week that died at 51. Chino XL died at 50. What the fuck? And then I'm like, okay, I'll just stay here for a while. Opens up her laptop. Kristen, play. Now I'm watching the fucking lady in the red blazer again with the fucking horn rim glasses talking about assisted suicide. Some states it's legal and it's legal, and if it's legal in the states, in some states it used to be. Oregon was the first state, and then if you're going to be talking to someone who wants to assisted suicide, then it's legal in the state of Washington and Oregon, and then Montana. It's not technically legal, but they pushed the bill, and then if you want to, you can. What you'd have to do is move to. It's legal, and someone did in L.A., Los Angeles, California, but they moved to Oregon. It's legal, and that pushed them to change the law in California, and it's legal in California now. Assisted suicide, and I'm just like, fuck. And then she says. And there's a movie. There's a movie that you can watch. I think it's $2.99 on Apple TV on iTunes. If you just go now, it's not part of your curriculum to watch it, but you can if you want. And I go, oh, okay. You just did extra credit. You didn't. I'm different now because of enrichment. Hey. You lying? Or you not pay attention? Hey, I'm sad now because of enrichment. Fuck! So I'm like, guess I'll go to bed. Did it. No problem. Slept 9 hours. Woke up at 7. Got Calvin ready for bed. School. And had a meeting with my fucking psychologist, and then had a meeting with my couples therapy. Oh, dude. I'm all scrambled up right now. Oh my God, dude. It's like, to do all this throughout life, the whole thing, live, find the meaning through the suffering, and like, look, my life's great. I'm not, your life is as good as you make it sometimes. A lot of it has positivity. I woke up this morning, I went outside, and I'm like, let's just try to be positive today. Let's think about the things I'm grateful for. Let's be outside for 10 minutes, soak up in the sun. And then I'm like, to do all this and to just not get to fucking bust before you go. What a cruel, cruel world, Um, oh gosh, man. You got to feel all that shit, I guess, because it's like, I don't know. It's women are so interesting because, man, they love to just like sit in that and just peel back layers, you know? And just, I mean, Kristen said something to me the other day. She's like, why don't you invite your friends over and you have like a talk where like you do this and that. And then like you invite like, 5 guys over. And then she mentioned the guys and she was like, and you could just talk and you could just like tell each other about each other's like vulnerabilities. And I'm just like, oh. Because of dicks. And then under that, balls. You don't get it. And she's like, no, I know, but no, but. And then I'm just like, I'm not really going to do that, And then not that she made me feel like it, but like now because of my personality, like, okay, I'm the bad guy because I disagree, Anyway, I did not even intend to tell that story. I did not mean to tell it that long, but it's like, that's what's happening. Paul Purdell, Des Moines, Iowa. I'm going upriver. I'm going upriver, and I want to kick that son of a bitch bison's ass so hard that the next bison wannabe is going to feel it. I haven't done that in a long time, dude. I love it. Thanks for reminding me of that. Go to holler.baby/Crystalia if you want to purchase a shout-out or mini ad on this podcast. Huckleberry Road, country rock, y'alternative. Band releases new song, Quiet Anymore. This is Halloween. What are you doing for Halloween? This guy this white couple is going as P. Diddy and Baby Oil, and the kid did blackface. Dude, why is it something that people, I'd like to know the statistics on, doesn't everybody know to not do it because of either racism? And if you don't buy that, if you're like, I don't care, it's racist, I'm going to do it anyway, I'm not racist. Okay, fine. That's an argument that you can make. I'm still going to do it. Still, it's going to make your life worse, right? So what's the upside? Getting someone to go like this? Oh. For Halloween? Oh. Who are you? Oh, wait, let me get my girl here. You'll see. Oh. It's like, dude, what about if she goes and gets a drink? You're just standing there racist. But it's just so weird because the woman or the girl, I don't know, they look like they're in college, but the girl is Baby Oil. It says Johnson's Baby on her shirt, and then she's holding a bottle of baby oil, which she doesn't need to be because no bottles of baby oil hold on baby oil. And then he's P. Diddy in an outfit that P. Diddy would never wear. Just a black blazer, white pants, beaten up Adidas shoes, and a red bow tie. Like, P. Diddy, or are you Ashy Patch Adams? So wild. So I want to know the stats on the people who do blackface still. I want to know what percentage of the people don't know that that's what they're doing. Because it can't be much. That's the only way, obviously, you're not really at fault for something. Because you're like, I didn't know about blackface. What is it? Oh, I didn't mean to. I didn't know. That's the only way. Because if you're either, or you're like, yeah, I'm going to be blackface and really stick it to these black people. Or you're like, I'm going to be blackface. I don't give a fuck, dude. I might get in trouble, but fuck that. You still know your life's going to be worse afterwards. It's wild. I'd love to know the percentage. Yeah, I mean, I know I'm getting whispers from the 0%, but it's like there's really dumb people out there, but I do get it.
Chinese, we're Chinese, first generation. We love Trump from our bottom of the heart because we know Trump is the only one can save America. Kamala is so stupid. She is so low. IQ equal no Q, no qualification to be the president. You shall stay away from that position. You already lost the position. You lost our trust. You lost our vote. You just need to go home, to stay home. You cannot do anything to save America. You are so stupid. You don't know anything. You cannot even answer any question from the camera, from all the media. How you can be on the stage to fight for America, to protect American people, to protect all the world. You are not qualified. You just need to go home. Let Trump to save America.
I mean, this is South Park. Dude, this is unbelievable. I would fully vote for this woman. She's passionate, dude. Passion like I've never seen it. Look at the guy doing that. And I love how the crowd behind her is like, oh, God, okay, well, yeah, I mean, we do agree with her, so...
to save the world, to put America first, if America to be strong.
I mean, this is 3 minutes of her doing this. Is she doing a podcast? That's amazing. I appreciate you guys. And that's it for the episode. If you want to watch, I'll be in Toronto, I'll be in Bismarck, I'll be in Sioux Falls, I'll be in Sudbury, I'll be in North Bay. Go to chrisley.com to get tickets. Oh, and I'll be in Irvine and Brea and a bunch of different places. Go to chrisley.com to get tickets. Appreciate you. If you want to watch the rest of the episode, this is it for the YouTube. If you want to watch the rest of the episode, go to the Patreon, patreon.com/Chris D'Elia. It is awesome. All you Patreon subscribers, I'm so appreciative to you. You're producers of the show, and I love you for it. And I love you for keeping this show alive and going. Thank you.